the silent night had completely erased their presence from the world. And the world began to believe they had finally disappeared. Since the Northern Heavenly Sect, who was the frontline defense against the Silent Night, had been disbanded, using the Silent Night making a sudden reappearance as the justification, the Central Heavenly Alliance would dispatch mercenaries like them in order to keep watch over the area. However, that was all just an excuse. The true purpose was to keep watch over a certain individual, just in case he does not start learning the martial arts of the Northern Heavenly Sect and plans for revenge. Being a guard was the group's true objective, because the person they were watching over was none other than the descendant of the Northern Heavenly Sect and the last living blood of the former sect leader, Jin Muon, age 16. The last group who kept watch stated that the former sect leader, Jin Quanho, only allowed his boy to read books and nothing else, so he had no knowledge of martial arts. Anything pertaining to the martial arts were all taken away by the Central Heavenly Alliance and by the Great Four of the Northern Heavens as well, and after thoroughly searching the place for anything hidden, they were unable to find them. Then one day, after doing nothing for a year, the boy seemed to have regained his senses, because he stated that he needed to learn a skill that would allow him to earn a living, and thus started practice blacksmithing. Central Heavenly Alliance's 3rd Mercenary Group Captain Zhang Peisan states that it is hard to believe that the son of the Great Northern Heavenly Sect wants to learn blacksmithing as a way to make a living, but what is even more hard to believe is that there are not any more martial scrolls hidden in the sect somewhere. But if that is true, then there is no reason for them to waste their time in the sect for the next 3 years. Then starts thinking. Central Heavenly Alliance's 3rd Mercenary Group Vice Captain Seo Mu Sang was skeptical and looks around. Jin Muon looks very glum. He looks around and sees some people. He guesses that they must be the new guards, and the things were going to get annoying again. He then keeps walking. Home of 10,000 spirits, as the name implies, this place used to hold over 10,000 Confucius and martial scrolls, but the Great Four of the Northern Heavens took everything from this place. Anything pertaining to sword techniques was taken by the Cursed Ghost Blade, Yun Chionhua. Anything pertaining to the fist were all taken by the Demon Fist, Shou Chionwu. Anything pertaining to foot techniques were all taken by the Tempest Storm Kyun Musang. And anything pertaining to refined chi cultivation was taken by the Iron Blood Ruler, Jie Hyukshim. A large number of the Northern Heavenly Sect's disciples ended up following the Great Four of the Northern Heavens, and each of them took a part in destroying the Northern Heavenly Sect in order to find a ruling position in the mainlands. Jin Muon thinks that he has become alone. No, not alone, he thinks that he has been abandoned. He hears his father calling to him. His father says that he is now the leader of the Northern Heavenly Sect. He cries out for his father, then sees all the people who were responsible for his father's death. In shock, he then wakes up. He gasps and catches his breath. The next day, Jin Muon is eating his breakfast. Outside the Northern Heavenly Sect, no life exists within 20 li in all directions. One could say that time had stopped, and the current destroyed state of the Northern Heavenly Sect was also a representation of the state in which Jin Muon was in. Jin Muon then starts practicing blacksmithing. The sun then starts to set. Jin Muon then goes to the roof of the sect. This was who he was, this was his current state. According to him, he was really in a sorry state. But he had not climbed the roof in order to diminish his weakness. He climbed in order to build and solidify the foundation of his will. If he falter now, everything his father did and the life he gave up would all be gone to waste. There were people behind him keeping an eye on him. They knock him down, and that was how it was to Jin Muon, fingers being cut. Seo Musang says if they really had to go that far, he was a mere child. With tears in his eyes, Jin Muon speaks the 9 skies. Did you forget about the promise that my father and the Central Heavenly Alliance made? This confuses the Central Heavenly Alliance's 3rd Mercenary Group. Jin Muon further states if they are allowed to act this way. And regarding the Northern Heavenly Sect's scrolls and artifacts, Jin Muon sighs and tells them if they really thought that the Central Heavenly Alliance would have left any behind. They had swept the place. And if they were going to kill Jin Muon, he prompts them to try and kill him. Jin Muon states further that although they were the Great Four of the Northern Heavens, the only reason why they were with them was because they were forced to join them 3 years ago. There were still some loyal disciples of the Northern Heavenly Sect. Jin Muon asks if they would let him get away with killing him. He further states that they would immediately know the difference between suicide and murder and then will not hesitate to come after the killer's life. The previous guards had thought the same things as them, and Jin Muon tells that they should wonder why those guys did nothing but silently wait for the past 3 years. This makes the leader furious, and he hurls a sword towards him, but the vice captain Seo Musang manages to stop him in time, stating that it is in their best that they let him go, and what the child told held some truths. And also, they had searched this place and it did not have any martial arts nor valuable scrolls. Hearing this, Jang Peisan then orders his men to let Jin Muon free. Jin Muon tells them to let him free, and this place was his home, and they were the intruders. So, from then on, he tells to at least maintain behaviors as guests, and if they do that, then he will look past what they did to him. Zhang Peisan tells Jin Muon to mark his words that he is letting him go for now, but the moment he starts doing something suspicious, the Central Heavenly Alliance and the Great Four of the Northern Heavens will give him the permission to kill him. Seo Musang orders everyone to make sure to watch Jin Muon properly and sigh. They let Jin Muon free. Seo Musang walks towards Jin Muon and asks for his forgiveness, offering him a cloth to stop his bleeding. Jin Muon just stands there. After giving him the cloth, Seo Musang walks away from the room. Soon after, everyone leaves. Jin Muon then just barely keeps himself from crying. The disciples of the Northern Heavenly Sect were just a bluff. There were no loyal disciples. If there were any, then they would have rescued him from the hellhole already. He doubts if there are any people who still care about the ruined sect. Nobody would care if Jin Muon lives or dies. No, he was sure that they were just waiting for him to die. The night falls and slowly the sun starts rising. Jin Muon is climbing to the roof. It was true that everything was taken from the Northern Heavenly Sect. The finger he had lost that night still hurt. Cursing his pain, he reaches the top of the roof. Even though there were no scrolls to refer, the heart of the Northern Heavenly Sect was still alive. The greatest secret of the Northern Heavenly Sect. A secret not even the 4 great pillars of the Northern Heavens knew about. The ultimate scroll of the Northern Sect was the Northern Heavenly Sect itself.
Thank you for joining us in this recap journey. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button. Comment if you have suggestions, want more of the series. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Do subscribe if you want more similar content. This is Universe Nexus, your passport to the immersive realms of anime and manga.